Good morning. This is Gino Scala, the Script Mentor, and today is questions and answers to the Script Mentor, part 156. And today's question had to do with my advice regarding word weight or word count. Um, the question was, Dear Script Mentor, I understand you are looking for 180 words per page average in a spec script. I find that kind of contradictory. A film is supposed to be visual, which means less dialogue. Show don't tell. Well, that's true, but we're not talking specifically of dialogue. We're speaking of words, the entire screenplay as a whole. And the 180 word per average is a guideline that I established based on the results of my own screenplays and the feedback that I had gotten. Keep in mind that when you submit a screenplay to a competition and or a producer, the producer is going to be the last one to read it. It's going to be passed through hands of various production assistants. These are hardworking guys and gals. Some are interns, so they're not even paid or not paid enough. And they're expected to read a certain amount of screenplays over the course of a week. This will include taking 10 to 20 screenplays home on a weekend. The last thing they want to do is read a 120-page screenplay that averages 300 words per page. That's not a screenplay, that's a novel. I recently received a screenplay to review that was over 190 pages. Clearly, that's too many pages, too many words, and it's obvious right off the bat that this writer doesn't really know the craft of screenwriting. So it's a tough slog to get through that. So keep in mind, my advice has always been an average of 150 to 180 words per page. Now, that's an average. Most of the time in a screenplay, you're going to have more words in the beginning and at the end. In the beginning, as a means of introducing more characters and events and situations and locations, and at the end, in an attempt to tie up all those loose ends. So you take 10 pages at the beginning, 10 pages at the end, and 10 pages from 40 to 50. And you do a word count. In Final Draft or in Word, if you're in Word, it does it itself. And you get an average. If you end up with 185, that's fine. 190 is fine. But I believe, personally, that 180 is the sweet spot. 150 if you can do it and still write a great screenplay. So basically we're talking about overall word weight. That's what I call it. It basically comes down to having more white than black on the page. I'm sure you've heard that expression before. And again, this is simply a guideline. It's not a hard and fast rule. In fact, you probably won't hear this rule anyplace else. But it's one that I establish and one that I instill and use when I'm writing. The key to a screenplay is opposite than writing a novel. That's why I find very few novelists to be good screenwriters, and conversely, very few screenwriters to be novelists. And this would include Stephen King. He's a great novelist, not a good screenwriter. The idea of a novel is to get lost in the words. You can write about a single person's expression through an entire paragraph. In screenwriting, the key is to not get lost in the words, to say what the words are and describe the action. So we must keep that in mind. If you're averaging 225 words per page, which I find is about the average for a new writer. That's entirely too many words. Okay, so keep the word weight down, and hopefully this little tip will help you in writing your future screenplays. Thank you, and that'll be the end for today's questions and answers. Please go to LinkedIn and you'll see the Script Mentor poll asking if any screenwriter, professional or amateur, would be open to writing a screenplay for 50-50 screenplay profits only, not for pay, but for future profits. So go to that poll question, give an answer, and if you want, you can write a explanation in the comment section and post it. And in about a week, I'll have the results and we'll talk about it. Okay? Thank you and have a great day. Bye.